Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. In today's marathon series, friends, we will discuss about resources and development, class 8 NCRT. Dear friends, when we are talking about resources and development, like there should be foundational things which relate to the development process, and for that we need different things. So, like water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetable, and textbook, they have in common. So, they have all been used by us. So, they have utility. So, utility or usability is the mix. And object or substance a resource. So, what is mean by resource? Here, understand. The resource means the utility or usability is what makes an object a resource. Now, all resources have value. Yes, the value means worth. So, some resources have economic value, like a beautiful landscape. For example, when we are talking about value, value means worth. And friends, some do not. So for example, metals may have an economic value, a beautiful landscape may not. So, but both are important and satisfy human needs. So, there are different ways for the value of resources. So, some resources can become economically valuable with time. So, friends, when we are using grandmother's home remedies which have no commercial value today, but if they are patented and sold by a medical firm tomorrow, then they could become economically valuable. Got the point? So, this is the resources. Now, friends, the patent, yes, as we have talked about this word, patented. So, patent, it means the exclusive right over any idea or invention. So, is called as patent. So, friends, we have discussed about the utility, the value, and all these things related with the resources. So, friends, before going to start today's session on resources and development topic, it's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. So, friends, you can follow me on Unacademy, and also you can join our Telegram group using the link given here. So friends, you will get important updates related to preparation on our Telegram group. So friends, Unacademy is conducting combat on every Sunday morning 11 a.m. So friends, on 8th August, we have mega combat. Yes, timing will be same like 11 a.m. in the yes, 11 a.m. So friends, in this mega combat, you will get chance to win exciting gifts like iPad mini, Apple AirPod, JBL speaker, Amazon vouchers, and much more. So friends, basically this combat will help you to boost up your preparation with the evaluation, right? With on all India level. As per your performance, you will get rank, and accordingly you will get scholarships and other benefits. So do not forget to enroll yourself for Unacademy Combat. We have provided link in the description box. There will be 56 questions you have to solve in 60 minutes. Dear friends, Unacademy is providing various benefits for UPSC CSE worth rupees 2.3 lakhs in discounted price, that is 57.5 thousand. Now friends, here is the reminder. There will be price hike on 1st August onwards. So you can enroll for the UPSC CSE courses before 31st July. Yes, there will be CSE Assure and Mentorship Week. We will discuss this during the session. Combo subscription, which means you will get huge discount on combo subscription. You will get approx 45% discount, where you will get a referral code discount 10% if you will use referral code RBI Live or SPRBI 10. Now friends, for the 1 year of subscription, you have to pay only 49,680 rupees. The offer is valid till 2nd August. So now friends, when you will use code RBI Live referral code, I will guide you throughout your UPSC journey. Now friends, mentorship is most important part throughout the journey. So you will overcome number of challenges and doubts, and definitely it will help to gear up your preparation. So friends, there is test series for optional preparation worth rupees 15,000. You will get absolutely free with 1 year and above combo subscription. We will discuss Maha subscription offer and UPSC comprehensive test series during the session. There is EMI facilities and study material in hard copy. So friends, we are providing Iconic and Plus paid subscription on our platform. Where friends, in Plus subscription, you will get live classes, structured courses, weekly test, and unlimited access for live and recorded classes. So in Iconic course, you will get all the features of Plus course along with additional features like personal guidance, study planner, study material, experts guidelines and test analysis. तो जो हमारे दोस्त 12th के बाद या ग्रेजुएशन के दौरान तैयारी करना चाहते हैं, वो आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शन को ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो गेट 10% डिस्काउंट आफ्टर यूजिंग रेफरल कोड RBI Live. Yes, which means you have to pay only 44,550 rupees for the 1 year of Plus course and 67,050 rupees for the 1 year of Iconic subscription. So friends, hurry up. You can start your preparation. Also, you will get discount on optional subscription. Here also you can use code RBI Live to get 10% discount. Now friends, we are going to start new batches from 4th August. There are regular batches like 1 year, 2 year batches. We have prelims score booster MCQ batches for UPSC CSE and There are also Tamil batches for UPSC CSE. So as per your convenience, you can join these batches. So friends, here is the free test series for all aspirants. So do not forget to join test series and you can use referral code RBI Live to unlock the test. So friends, let's start today's topic, and here is the one more reminder. So you can download Unacademy app. You can use code RBI Live to watch free special classes on Unacademy app. Now friends, today we will discuss resources and development, the important topic, where we will cover resources, land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources, mineral and power resources, agriculture, industries, human resources. So in this NCRT, we'll cover all these topics. So friends, let's start with the resources. As already we have started introductory part of resources. So friends, utility. So there are utility which makes an object or substance a resource. Yes. Now, after that, value. So value means worth, as we have discussed. So friends, as we discussed that some resources can become economically valuable with time. Now, time and technology are two important factors that can change substance into resources. Now, friends, time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources, but are related to the needs of the people. So, people themselves are the most important resource. Yes, friends, people themselves are most important resource. Now, it is their ideas, knowledge, intervention, and discoveries that lead to the creation of more resources. Now, friends, these resources like discovery and invention leads to many others. So, the discovery of fire, which led to the practice of cooking, whereas other processes, why the invention leads to, yes, each discovery or invention leads to many others, and the discovery of fire led to practice of cooking, and other processes, while the invention of the wheel ultimately resulted in development of newer modes of transport. Yes, so friends, like wheel ultimately resulted in development of new modes of transport. Now, the technology to create hydroelectricity has turned energy in fast flowing water into an important resource. So, friends, here we will discuss the types of resources. Like, resources are generally classified into natural, human, like human made, and human. So resources are generally classified into natural, human made, and human resources. So, first of all, we'll discuss natural resources. Now, friends, resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. So, these resources are drawn from the nature and used without much modification. These are called natural resources. So, the air we breathe, then the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals are all natural resources. Yes, like the air, then water, rivers, then lake or the lakes. So the soils, minerals are all natural resources. So soils, minerals are natural resources. So many of these resources are free gifts of nature and can be used directly. So friends, now here understand, in some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use manual resource in the best possible way. Now, as we have discussed about natural resource, now friends, natural resources are classified into different groups, which depending upon the depending upon their level of development, So now friends, so natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development and use origin, stock and distribution. Now, on the basis of their development and use, resources can be classified into two groups. One is actual resources and other is potential resources. Now friends, when we are talking about actual resources, actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. These resources are being used in the present. So the rich deposits of coal in Ruhr region of Germany and petroleum in the West Asia, the dark and soil of Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra are all actual resources. Now, potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known and these are not being used, at present. So thus resources could be used in future. The level of technology we have at present may not be advanced enough to easily utilize these resources. So we are working on such convenient, or we can say the so friends, the level of technology we have at present may not be advanced enough to easily utilize these resources. So the uranium found in Ladakh is an example of potential resource. So that could be used in the future. Now, high speed winds. Yes. Now, high speed winds were a potential resource to 100 years ago, and today they are an actual resource, and wind farms generate energy using windmill like in Netherlands. Yes, Netherlands. So the Tamil Nadu and Gujarat coast like examiner will also ask you related to the basic concept of geography, like he will ask you the mark the location on map they will provide you. So it will again help to use the actual resources. Now, friends, based on their origin, resources can be abiotic or biotic. Now, on their origin will identify the abiotic and biotic resources. So basically, abiotic resources so which is also like abiotic resources are non-living, while biotic resources are living. So friends, abiotic resources are non-living, while biotic resources are living. So soils, rocks and minerals are abiotic, whereas plants and animals are biotic resource. Now, moving to the next part, natural resources can be broadly categorized into evable and yes, renewable and non-renewable resources. So friends, now renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. So renewable resources are those which get renewed or so friends, natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable sources resources. So renewable sources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. Now, the renewable resources are yes, we have discussed about biotic, abiotic. Now, friends, we will discuss renewable and non-renewable resources. So renewable sources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. So some of these unlimited and are not affected by human activities such as solar, wind energy. So yet again the careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil, and forest can affect their stock. Now, water seems to be an unlimited renewable source, but shortage and drying up of natural water is major problem in many parts of the world today. So in non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. Since the period is much more than human lifespans, such resources are considered non-renewable, like coal, petroleum, natural gas. These are the non-renewable sources. Now, friends, on the basis of the distribution of resources can be ubiquitous or localized. So the resources which are found everywhere like the air, like these resources is known as ubiquitous, and those which are found only in certain places are localized, like copper, iron are localized resources. Now, yes, Ram Kumar, today we will discuss about class 8 NCRT. Now, the distribution of natural resources which depend upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. So, this distribution of resources is unequal because the factors differ so much over the earth. So, friends, the stock resource is the amount of resource available for use, which known as stock resource. So, friends, now we'll moving further part, that is human-made resources. So sometimes natural substance becomes, yes, natural resource, natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. So iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery, and vehicles, which are known as human made resources. So technology is also human made resource. So dear friends, human resources. So now people can make best use of nature to create more resources when they have knowledge, skill, and the technology. So that is why human beings are a spatial resource. So people are human resources. So education and help in making people a valuable resource. So friends, improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. So friends, human resource, which refers to the number of abilities, yes, refers to the number and abilities of the people. So there are differing views regarding treatment of humans as resources. So one cannot deny the fact that it is the skills of human that help in transferring the physical material into valuable resource. Now, yes, Swami, in today's session, we will complete class 8 NCRT. So we are studying the first topic, that is resources. So see, the here is the one picture is given in the NCRT. So the humans are interdependent on each other, where the farmers provide food grains for everyone. Scientists suggest various means to combat problems related to agriculture and improve farm production. So, like the interdependence in the society, which showing by this example. Now, friends, conserving resources. So, using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed. It's called resource conservation. So, Friends, balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. So balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for future is known as sustainable development. So there are many ways of conserving resources each person can contribute by reducing consumption, recycling and reusing things. So ultimately it makes a difference because all our lives are linked. So friends, sustainable development, which is carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of present and also takes care of future generation. So this is sustainable development. Now friends, there are some principles of sustainable development. Yes, some principles of sustainable development. That is respect and care for all forms of life, then improve the quality of human life, conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, then minimize the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitude and practices towards the environment, and enable communities to care for their own environment. So these are the some principle of sustainable development. So friends, here we have discussed about resources. So we have started with the utility, then value, then friends, we have discussed about the types of resources like natural resources, where natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development and use, origin, stock, and distribution. So on this basis of or their development and use resource can be classified into two groups: actual resources and potential resources. Actual and potential resources. So actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. These resources are being used in the present. So the rich deposits of coal, in Ruhr region of Germany and petroleum in the West Asia, then the dark soil of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra. These are the actual resources, whereas potential resources are those whose entire quantity may be known and these are not being used at present. So these resources could be used in future. So the uranium found in Ladakh is the example of potential resource. So friends, on the basis of origin, resource can be abiotic and biotic. So abiotic resources are non-living, whereas biotic resources are living. Then we have discussed about the renewable and non-renewable resources. So these are the broad categorization of resources. Yes, Shubham, this is CSE English channel. I'll try to explain in Hindi as well. Again, if there is you are facing any difficulty, we have also bilingual sessions as well on Unacademy platform. Yes, Shubham. Now, the renewable sources are those which are renewed or replenished quickly, whereas non-renewable resources, those are having limited stock and it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. Then we have talked about the on the basis of resources can be ubiquitous or localized. So the resources which are found everywhere, like the air we breathe, are ubiquitous, but those which are found only in certain places are called localized resources. Now, the distribution of natural resources depends upon the number of physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. So, the distribution of resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the earth. Then we have discussed about human-made resources. Human resources, and then conserving resources. So resource conservation, sustainable development we have discussed. And then friends, we have discussed about the some principles of sustainable development. Now friends, the future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life of or preserve the life support system that nature provides. So therefore it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable, the diversity of life on the earth is conserved, then the damage to natural environmental system is minimized. So we can take these steps for the conservation now friends, moving to the next part after resources, we'll moving to the next part, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife resources. So friends, here is also one story is given. So when we are talking about the different lives on different parts of the globe, so this difference is because of the difference in the quantity, yes, quality, not quantity, quality of land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and animals, and also usage of technology. So the availability of such resources is the main reason the places differ from each other. Here, first of all, we will discuss about land. Now, friends, land is among the most important natural resources. So it covers only about 30% of the total area of the Earth's surface, and all parts of this small percentage are not habitable. Now, the uneven distribution of population in different parts of the world is mainly due to varied characteristics of land and climate, the rugged topography, steep slopes of the mountains, low-lying areas, so friends, these low-lying areas susceptible to water, yes, the waterlogging, then the desert areas, thick forests, areas are normally sparsely populated or uninhabited. So plains and river valleys, plains and river valleys offer suitable land for agriculture. Hence, these are the densely populated areas of the world. So when we are talking about land is used for different purposes such as agriculture, forestry, then mining, then building houses, roads and setting up industries. So this is commonly termed as land use. Now, friends, the use of land is determined by physical factors such as topography, then soil, climate, minerals and availability. Yes, minerals and availability of water. So human factors such as population and technology are also important determinants of land use pattern. So like if we discuss the land use in few countries, so friends, like in Australia, cropland which is around 6% area, then pasture around 56%, forest is 14%, and other use that is for 24%. When we are talking about India, where the cropland is 54%, yes, 57, not 54, 57%, then pasture 4%, forest 22%, and other use 17%. Like Russia, there is cropland is 8%, pasture 5%, forest 44%, and other use 44%. So dear friends, the land use in selected countries is also given in the book, like Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, India, Japan, Russia, UK, USA. So ultimately, when we'll calculate the world or at the world level, the land use, like the cropland, which is around 11%, then pasture 26%, forest 31%, and other use 32%. Now, moving to the continuation of the part, friends, 90% population of the world occupies only 30% of land area. The remaining 70% of the land is either sparsely populated or uninhabited. So land can also be classified on the basis of ownership as private land and community land. the classified on the basis of ownership, like private land and community land. So private land is owned by individuals, whereas community land is owned by the community for common uses like collection of food or fruits, nuts, and medicinal herbs. So these community lands are also called common property resources. The common property resources. Now, people and their demand are ever growing, but the availability of land is limited. Now, the quality of land also differs from place to place. So, people started encouraging the common lands to build up commercial areas, housing complexes, especially in the urban areas, and to expand the agriculture land in the rural areas. So today, the vast changes in the land use pattern also reflect the cultural changes in our society. Land degradation, landslides, soil erosion, desertification are the major threats to the environment. Landslides, soil erosion, desertification. So these are the major threats to the environment because of the expansion of agriculture and construction activities. Now, friends, you can see the picture of change in land use. The first picture is showing a scenario in long back, like the farming, the human settlements is diversified, or we can say dispersed. Then observation of land resource. So friends, growing population and ever growing demands has led to large scale of destruction of forest cover and arable land, and has created a fear of losing this natural resource. Therefore, the present rate of degradation of land must be checked. Afforestation, land reclamation, regulated use of chemical pesticide and fertilizers, and checks on overgrazing are some of the common methods used to conserve land resources. So friends, this is the conservation of land resource of the private and community land. So basically conservation of land resource, which the growing population and their growing demands has led to large scale destructions of forest cover and arable land and has created fear of losing this natural resource. So as we have discussed, therefore the present rate of degradation of land must be checked. Afforestation, land reclamation, regulated use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers and checks on overgrazing are some of the common methods used to conserve land resources. Now, when we are talking about the soil in detail, dear friends, do not forget to enroll yourself for Unacademy Combat. We are conducting every Sunday morning 11 a.m. So now 8th August, we have scheduled Mega Combat. Your friends, chance to win amazing prizes and gifts including iPad mini, Apple AirPod, JBL speakers, Amazon vouchers and much more. So there will be 56 questions in 60 minutes, which will help you to evaluate your preparation. So as per your ranks, you will get scholarships also. So you can use code RBI Life enroll for the Unacademy UPSC Combat. So friends, first, now we will start discussion on soil. Now, the thin layer of grainy substance which covering the surface of the earth is called as soil. It is closely linked to land landforms determine the type of soil. So soil is made up of organic matter minerals and watershed rocks. Yes, sorry, weathered rocks. Yes, organic matter, minerals, weathered rocks, which found on the earth. So friends, this happens and through the process, yes, this happens through the process of weathering so the right mix of minerals and organic matter make the soil fertile. So friends, the weathering, which means breaking up and decay of exposed rocks by temperature. Yes, by temperature changes, frost action, plants, animals, and human activity. So the process of weathering. So the right mix of minerals and organic matter make the soil fertile. Now, the topsoil with human and vegetation. So when we are talking about the soil profile, like the initially parent rock, now see, this is the parent rock, then this is weathered rock material, then subsoil with this is subsoil with sand, silt, and clay, and then above layer is topsoil with humus and vegetation. So friends, this is soil profile. Now the parent rock, weathered rock material, sand silt, then subsoil with clay, and topsoil with humus and vegetation. So friends, it takes hundreds of years to make just 1 centimeter of soil. Imagine how much it will take time. Yes, so friends, it takes hundreds of years to make just 1 centimeter of soil. Now, we'll discuss about the factors of soil formation. Before that, friends, we will discuss about landslides. So landslides are simply defined as the mass movement of rock, debris, or earth down a slope so they often take place in conjunction with earthquakes, floods, and volcanoes. Now, a prolonged spell of rainfall can cause heavy landslide that can block the flow of river for quite some time. So the formation of river blocks can cause havoc the settlement, yes, settlements downstream on its bursting. So in the hilly terrain, landslides have been a major and widely spread nature disaster. So that often strike life and property and occupy position of major concern. So this is about the landslides. Now, friends, there is a case study given in the book. That is a massive landslide hit a Pangi village near Rekongpo in Kinnor district of Himachal Pradesh. Damaged a 200-meter stretch of Hindustan Tibet road. That is National Highway 22. So this landslide was triggered by intense blasting at Pangi village, and due to the blasting of this weak zone of slope collapsed and caused intense damage to road and nearby villages. So the Pangi village was completely vacated to avoid any possible loss of life. So the example from Himachal Pradesh. Now friends, when we mitigation mechanism, so advancement in scientific techniques has empowered us to understand what factors cause landslides and how to manage them. So some broad mitigation techniques of landslide are like hazard mapping to locate areas prone to landslides, and such areas can be avoided for building settlements. Then construction of retention wall to stop land from slipping. Yes, these are the mitigation mechanism. So increase in the vegetation cover to arrest landslide, and the surface drainage control works to control the movement of landslide along with rainwater and spring flows. So friends, this is all about the landslides. Now, back to our topic, the factors of soil formation. Yes, as we have discussed, the profile of soil or soil profile, like parent rock, then bedded rock material, subsoil with sand, silt, and clay. And after that, the topsoil with humus and vegetation. Now, after that, we will discuss the factors of soil formation. The major factors of soil formation are the nature of the parent rock and climate factors. The factors are the topography, role of organic material, and time taken for the composition of soil formation. Now, all these differ from place to place. So, the major factors of soil formation are the nature of parent rock, then climate factors, topography, role of organic material, and time taken for the composition of soil formation. So, this is differ from place to place. Now, see the parent rock, which determines color, texture, chemical properties, mineral, and content permeability. Then climate, like temperature, rainfall influence, rate of weathering and humus formation. Then relief, altitude and slope determine accumulation of soil. Then flora, fauna, and microorganism affect the rate of humus formation. And then time, which determines the thickness of soil profile. So friends, these are the factors affecting soil formation, and it varies from place to place. Now, after this, we will discuss about the degradation of soil and conservation measures. Yes, degradation of soil and conservation measures. Now, friends, soil erosion and depletion are the major threats to soil as a resource. Erosion and depletion are the major threats to soil as a resource. So, both human and natural forces, yes, the human and natural factors, can lead to degradation of soils The factors which lead to soil degradation are deforestation, then overgrazing, then overuse of chemical fertilizers, or pesticides, then rainwash and landslides and floods. So, friends, these are the human and natural factors can lead to degradation of soils. Now, first, we will see mulching. The background between plants is covered with a layer of organic matter like straw. It helps to retain soil moisture. So mulching is the bare ground between plants is covered a layer of organic matter like straw. So it helps to retain soil moisture. Then contour barriers, stones, grass, soil are used to build barriers along contours. Then trenches are made in front of the barriers to collect water. So stones, grass, soil are used to build barriers along contours. Now after that, rock dam. Rock are piled up to slow down the flow of water, and this prevents gullies and further soil loss. Rock dam. So friends, the normally we are just seeing this rock dam in our surroundings, especially in rural areas also. Then the terrace farming, yes, the most important method of soil conservation. So friends, the broad flat steps or terraces are made on the steep slopes so that flat surfaces are available to grow crops. They reduce surface runoff and soil erosion. Then intercropping. Different crops are grown in alternate rows and are sown at different times to protect the soil from rainwash. Then control plogging. So plogging parallel to the contours. Yes, we'll see the diagram also of contour plogging. So friends, the contour plogging which parallel to the contours so yes parallel to the contours of hill slope to form natural barrier for water to flow down the slope, and then shelter belts. So in the coastal and dry regions, rows of trees and planted to check the wind movement to protect soil cover. So see the shelter belts, contour plogging, terrace farming. This is the terrace farming. Then contour plogging. And then shelter belts. Yes. So friends, the terrace farming, which is made on steep slopes so that surfaces are available to grow crops and they reduce surface runoff and soil erosion. Now, intercropping, which different crops are grown in alternate rows and are sown at different times to protect soil from rain wash. So this is all about the soil. Now friends, moving to the further, you can download the Unacademy app. So friends, it will help you to boost up your preparation. So now friends, the download Unacademy app. Follow me. Yes, you can just type the name Rishikesh Inamdar. You can follow me to get schedules of our free special classes. These special classes will help you to cover your syllabus and also interact with the educators. So these are the interactive live classes. After the classes, you will get lecture notes. There are polls for learners. Then you can watch these special classes as per your convenience, that is live or recorded, anytime from any of your devices. So friends, do not forget to download Unacademy app. You can use code RBI Live to watch free special classes by all educators. Also, you can watch recorded and alerts for upcoming special classes. So friends, do not forget to watch these classes and follow me on Unacademy app. Now friends, next we will discuss about water. After soil, we will discuss water. So friends, water is a vital renewable natural resource. Three-fourths of Earth's surface is covered with water. So it is therefore appropriately called the water planet, or sometimes blue planet also. Now friends, it was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back. Even today, the oceans cover two-thirds of the Earth's surface and support a rich variety of plant and animal life. The ocean water is, however, saline and not fit for human consumption. So fresh water accounts for only 2.7%. Yes, so friends, nearly 70% of this occurs as ice sheets, then glaciers, in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain regions. So, due to the location, they are inaccessible. So only 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human life and human use. Now, it is found as groundwater, as surface water in rivers, then lakes, and as water vapor in atmosphere. Friends, fresh water is therefore the most precious substance on earth. Water can neither be added nor subtracted from the earth. So its total volume remains constant. So its abundance only seems to vary because it is constant motion, cycling through the oceans, the air, the land, and back again through a process of evaporation. So precipitation and runoff. So this is, as we already know, is referred to as a water cycle. Yes, we have discussed in previous NCRT about the water cycle and also distribution of water bodies. Now, friends, in 1975, the consumption of water for human use was 3,850 cubic kilometer per year. So it's so to more than 6,000 cubic kilometer per year, Q6 kilometer per year in the year 2000. So a dripping tap which wastes 1200 liters of water in a year. To see how the water is wasting. Now, so friends, humans use huge amounts of water not only for drinking and washing, but also in the process of production. So, water for agriculture, industries, generating electricity through reservoirs of dams, and other usages. So, increasing population, rising demands for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization and rising standards of living are the major factors leading shortage in supply of fresh water. So the shortage in the supply of fresh water either due to drying up water sources or water pollution. Now, friends, have you ever heard about water market? So Amreli city in Saurashtra, yes, Amreli city in Saurashtra region with population of 1.25 lakhs is completely dependent on purchasing water from the nearby talukas. Now, we'll see the problems of water availability. So, there is scarcity of water in many regions of the world, most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA. Now, the scarcity of water in many parts of the world, like the most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia. So they are facing shortage of fresh water supply. So countries located in climatic zones most susceptible to drought phase, which is a great problem of water scarcity. So thus, water shortage may be consequences of variation in seasonal or annual precipitation or the scarcity is caused by over exploitation and contamination of water sources. Now, friends, with these problems, we'll see the conservation of water resources. So, access to clean and adequate water. Yes, access to clean and adequate water source is major problem facing the world today. So steps have to be taken to conserve this dwelling resource, even though water is renewable source. Yes, renewable resource. Its overuse and pollution make it unfit for use. So discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, agriculture chemicals, and industrial effluents in water. Yes, industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. So friends, they pollute water with nitrates, metals, and pesticides. Now see the picture. Yes, now friends, see the river Yamuna is getting polluted due to sewage, industrial effluents, and garbage. So friends, most of these chemicals like nitrates, metals, pesticides are non-biodegradable and reach human bodies through water. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents suitably before releasing them in water bodies. Forests and other vegetation cover slow the surface runoff and replenish underground water. Water harvesting is another method to save surface runoff. Now, the canals used for irrigating field should be properly leaned or lined to minimize losses by water seepage. Sprinklers effectively irrigate the area by checking water losses through seepage and evaporation. In dry regions with high rates of evaporation, to drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. So friends, the valuable water resource can therefore be conserved by adopting these means of irrigation. Yes, see the water sprinkler. Now, natural vegetation and wildlife will see. So friends, now we'll see after that natural vegetation and wildlife. So friends, as we know, the natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that we call biosphere. For example, now friends, here we'll see this biosphere in with simple diagram. Friends, a narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that we call biosphere. So, for example, this is lithosphere, this is atmosphere, and this is hydrosphere. So, friends, this area, which is known as Now, this area is biosphere. So friends, in the biosphere, the living beings are interrelated